Good morning. Today I'm doing the Hadleigh Railway Walk, and I'll give you the what three words. There is a car park here. It's only for 6 cars and I had to wait to get in. But there's parking in the town and you can actually park on the main road. The railway walks that way. But before we do that, I've discovered that the old station still exists. First time I came I thought, just to presume it had all been knocked down. Apparently it's now a residential property, but viewable down in this little road, strangely called Station Yard. It's literally just round the corner from the start of the walk. So the station was built in 1847 and closed to passenger traffic in 1932, but still ran a goods yard, and then in 1965 it closed down completely. So we'll wander back round the corner to the start of the railway walk. There's a great website about old railway stations that have disappeared. I'll put the link in the description, but also there's some pictures they've got of this station on their website. Not only got pictures but tons and tons of historic information about all sorts of railways in, I think it's Suffolk, but it might be wider than that. Yeah, it could be national. So we're back here in the car park at the start of the walk. So I think I'm right in saying that Hadleigh was the end of this little branch line. Came off another sort of main line. And this walk is just there and back walk. So we can get as far as the next station, which I think was Raydon Woods. So the path begins really in what would have been the goods yard of Hadleigh Station. And yes, if you didn't even want to walk around the corner, you can actually just see the chimneys of the old station there. But yeah, this would have been the goods yard, which carried on longer than the passenger services. I think Hadleigh was a town that was built on the sort of back of the wool trade, really. It's very successful. That's why the town grew up here, and that's the main reason they had a railway, I think. So on this first bit of the footpath, it is tarmacked, so far not muddy, although it's minus about 50 today. No, I'm exaggerating, but it's very cold today, so if we meet any mud I'm sure it'll be frozen. Morning, a bit fresh today. Yes, so as I suspected, the tarmac was just for the first 50 yards. We're now just on the sort of dirt track, but not too muddy today, but it looks like the sort of path that can get extremely muddy in wet weather. Morning. It would be a great idea to do more. Well, we missed an opportunity to do more old track beds and cycleways and footpaths, because there's not too many hills, because obviously trains couldn't go uphill very much, but you've got a sort of route that was already clear, but we've built on some of them, unfortunately. Morning. Morning. It is lovely, isn't it? A bit fresh though. Morning. passing over one of the old road bridges there, where the road goes under the railway. That's what I find fascinating about. I quite like railways, but I never took down numbers or anything. But I quite like the leftover sort of infrastructure around, like the bridges and so on. Took a wall there. Morning. So it doesn't take long to get clear of the houses, and you're sort of out into, appears to be countryside, because you've got banking on both sides. Obviously this is a cutting for the railway. Certainly no noise of traffic or anything on either side, and some lovely bird song. And because it's January, the sun is set low in the sky, so there's a beautiful light on the barks of the trees and that kind of thing. Yes, a most pleasant day after all the rain and grey days we've had recently. So when we get to Raydon Wood station, I'll check the mileage for those of you who want to know the distance, and I'll let you know what it is from Hadleigh station to Raydon Wood. Because it's a there and back walk, you can just walk till you think you've had enough and then wander back. You don't have to go all the way. What's intriguing is there's lots of little footpaths off to either side, which I haven't explored, and the little footpath crossroads coming up here. I was going to tell you about what 3 words, wasn't I? So someone mentioned in the comments that it'd be handy to have the location for starts of the walk and also bits of the walk along the way, and what 3 words is ideal. Basically, some clever soul has divided the world, I think, certainly the country, but I think it's the world, into 3 metre squares, and each 3 metre square has 3 unique words attached to it. So when you're using the app, if you type in the 3 words that I'll show you on the screen, it will show you a map of exactly where I am, and then there's a little button to, I think it says navigate, and if you click that, it'll give you a route there in Google Maps in the app on your phone, I think. And it's a very clever system, and I think some of the emergency services use it now, and sort of delivery companies when the location is a bit tricky even with the postcode. So if you see that flashing up at the bottom of the screen with 3 random words, that's not a crossword clue or anything. That's just you type that into the What 3 Words app on your phone, or yeah, I think there'll be a website as well. Just do a search for What 3 Words, and that'll show you a map of the exact location within 3 metres of where I am. Difficult to do a video along an old railway track bed without mentioning the dreaded Dr. Beaching. It's true the railways were losing a lot of money, no question about that. And steam was defunct. I think we held on to steam too long compared to other European countries, simply because we had ample cheap coal in this country. So certainly should have upgraded to diesel and electric a lot earlier. But these little branch lines like this, if they'd have hung on to them, you could have closed them for a bit and then sort of modernised them a decade later or something. But if they'd actually hung on to all the infrastructure, I think the mistake they're making today is that, you know, all the regional railways are franchised out to private companies. That was a problem in the first place. That's why British Rail was formed. But actually, if you had publicly owned railways, then all sorts of things could be improved. For example, if you heavily subsidise railway travel, passenger travel, like they do in lots of Europe and other countries, you'd get thousands of cars off the road. Like in Manchester, where I grew up, they put the trams back in town, but actually connected it to the railway track, as I understand it, so you can catch a tramway out of town and it goes onto the railway track and onto the road in the city centre. Much better way of doing it.
The water is stiff.
Oh, there's nothing quite like breaking ice in the winter. Brings you back to memories of childhood days. I've just seen a cargo pass up ahead, which means we're coming to the road, and I'm 99% sure that's where the end of the track is. So I'm going to guess it's about 2 miles or thereabouts, but I'll tell you in a minute when I get to the road where Raydon Station is. This is the end of the railway walk as such. Little sign there. But if you look over this boarding on the opposite side of the road, try and do this without getting run over, you will see a very fine building there, and that is actually old Raydon Station. So Raydon Station apparently was built in 1847, similar sort of dates to Hadleigh, and closed to passengers in 1932-34. It's on the old station website anyway. And then closed to passengers 1932, and then closed completely in 1964. But if you look on the old station website, one of the things they point out is it's a rather grand station building for quite an insignificant station. So remember, the car park at the beginning had space for 6 cars, I think. There's 7 vehicles in here, so car parks at both ends, but very, very limited parking. Here's the what 3 words for the end of the track, and I'm now going to walk back. I don't think I'll bore you with the return journey. Old tree sparrow on the edge there. Anyway, thank you for watching today and walking with me, and don't forget to hit the like, subscribe and the notification bell, and you'll get notifications of new videos, and I will see you next time I go for a wander.